Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. That's right, I'm on the school run again. Sat outside the school. It's really good lighting. My skin always looks so good here. It's been a lovely day today. It's my little two are at forest school and they had an absolutely lovely time, although I did get a call like 12:30 to be like, your little list has jumped into a puddle of mud and is covered in mud and now so she wants to come home. Now the issue is, like, unless she's ill or really hurt herself, I'm not going to get her. And I did say this to them. I was like, look, the issue is once she comes home early once, that'll be every week. Even though she loves it, she'll just get to this point where she's like, I want to go home. So I was like, look, if she's fine, if she's like, well and that, then just keep her there. And I was expecting her to be covered in head to toe, but actually, like, she did have mud in her hair, but so did like half the children. It was just, she was like, oh, I just felt a bit tired. And I was like, oh, did you? And then she hasn't mentioned it again. So this is fine. But yes, that was very funny. So I've just literally had to pick them up, get them home quickly, get her in the shower, get her all sorted. Then I have to get all the stuff away because obviously they leave all their muddy stuff. I mean, honestly, her boots and waterproof towels I've had to leave by the back door because I'm going to have to hose them down outside before putting them in the washing machine. So that is a job for later. But here I am on the school run. Got a few minutes because I have to come early to get my parking place. But I thought I'd do a little home ed March update. Let me start with, I'll start with the youngest. So she is again doing really well. We have had really good time the last few weeks. She's not been like moaning about doing work or being like, I don't want to do it. Apart from, I said that to Josh on Thursday, and then Friday we did have a little bit of pushback, which was really funny. I was like, oh, now I've said it, she's doing it. So yeah, but generally she's been really good and she is getting on really well. Her maths is really improving, her reading's improving. You might have seen my day in the life the other day. I went to the library and then she took herself off to read a little book, and it was so cute. She couldn't read all the words, but she really tries. And then we've got this like little book at home that she often reads for bed, and she's basically memorized that now. But it's just how you can see like her confidence is really building with the reading, and then her maths as well. I accidentally the other day in her maths book jumped 100 pages, so instead of like page 266 I did page 366 and hadn't realized till the end, and I was like, oh gosh, this is quite more than we did yesterday. And then it said something in there like, as you did yesterday, blah blah blah, and I thought, oh, I must have missed that bit. And then when it came onto the bit in like the workbook, it was like I was like, oh, I did the wrong pages. Which was quite funny. But she actually did reasonably well with that. She was like, this is really hard. I was like, yeah, it is really hard, but she did it. So it's just really lovely to see her confidence growing. She's doing really well with her gymnastics, and I kind of ideally want to get her into a few more gymnastics clubs. She has got her little birthday party coming up because it's her birthday soon, and she has invited loads of little home ed friends, which is so cute. It's really lovely to think of like where we were this time last year and all the new kind of friends that she's made this year. So she is getting on really well. She has really got into like air dry clay. So I got a pack of air dry clay and they loved it so much. I got it from Teamy, and they loved it. And normally I'm a bit like, well, just have one or two, but they obviously can't make lots of different things with just one or two colours. So I let them use it. This is the week before February half term. And I bought another pack, which is a massive pack of 50 colours for like £20 from Amazon. And it's been incredible. And she is so good at doing stuff with her hands. They're really good little creations she's making. And so she's been doing loads of that. And it's just really lovely to see her have a little skill like that. She's like copying things from the books. And you can see like the sense of achievement that she's getting when she's doing it. It's really lovely. So I really kind of want to encourage that and that kind of thing for her. And yeah, so she's really loving, like, now the weather's getting a bit better. We've been to a couple of times where we've just met up with friends outside at like the park or something, and she's been there for hours playing away, and it's just such a lovely little lifestyle for her. I think I just think it's really like, I think home ed is such a nice lifestyle for kids. Like, she does her learning, so we do about 4 lessons a day, but we don't do it on a Tuesday because she's out all day. And then She has lessons. She started drama and art lessons on a Friday afternoon, and that's really lovely. So on a Friday afternoon, she does the 4 lessons with me, and then she does a drama lesson, an art lesson, and then she comes home and has piano lesson. And it's just really, I just thought she gets so many different things. She also obviously does gymnastics. She does like an after school club once a week, and then obviously I'm childminding 3 days a week, which she loves. So she has set up, what has she set up today? I think we've got dens today. They'll all do a den today. They'll absolutely love that. I've got a new little girl starting today too, so I'm sure she will have a lovely time joining in. When she came for her little look around, she was like, I don't want to leave, I don't want to go home. So I'm quite excited for her to come and stay with us for a little while and experience what's going on. Let me go to Sam. So he is, what I've started with him is some science lessons. So I realised that obviously they need a science for GCSE. He's only like year 6 if we're going in school years, and they obviously need a science. So you need English language, maths and a science, and then you have to have 5 to get into like a 6th form or college if you're doing it that way. Obviously there's other ways to do it, but if you're doing it kind of the standard route, that's how it is. So I was like, right, I need to get him to have like a basic knowledge of science, because my sister is a science teacher and she was saying he really needs that. So I started doing some biology with him, and I just did like the year 6 Twinkle curriculum, and that was fine, but to be honest, it's quite basic. Like some of it was like, you need, a whole lesson was about you need to exercise, which is lovely. And there was obviously it tries to prolong it and put in all these things like little tasks and stuff, and I can imagine how in a school you could make that last an hour, but like I was like, he just doesn't need to make it last an hour. One was about heart rate, like, and so you do like 60 seconds of exercise, and in this one it was like you go around to all your friends and get them to do things and see where they get to. Someone just came and stood at the front of the car and waved at me because they thought I was filming them. That was awkward. Oh dear. So I completely made me lose my train of thought. What am I saying? Oh yeah, so so anyways, we did that, and then I was like, I got this book for Hope, which is because she's going to be doing physics GCSE next year, and my sister saw this. It's a Collins one, and it's physics GCSE in a week. Is it in a year? I think it's in a week, and it basically breaks it all down. So I thought I'm gonna actually go through that, because I think actually he hates biology. He gets freaked out by things. We were doing the heart, it freaked him out to think about it, which I kind of get, and so I thought, right, let's do physics then, and he can do that for his GCSE because it's slightly easier because it's maths and he really likes maths, and so I was like, yeah, I'll teach them this book. I did physics GCSE, and it was too complicated for me, so I taught them a little bit yesterday, and halfway through I was like, guys, I'm gonna have to go away and research this a little bit more, and then I'll teach you again. So so I went and did that, but that's going to be a little bit of work for me because it's just remembering things, and I want to teach them right, like I want to teach them well. So I'm going to do that with them both now, once or twice a week, and then in September, I hope we'll do the proper GCSE course. I'll find like an online course or a tutor or whatever for her then, but that just gives her a little bit of background and overview for that. And she has been doing Theatre of Science. I'm going on to her now, look. She has been doing Theatre of Science, but which is absolutely brilliant, but she doesn't like take notes. So unless I'm going to sit there with her and go through it, it's not very useful. But also I kind of need to know a little bit about it to, I feel, almost before I watch the videos, or like I need to watch the video first and then watch it with her, which would be 2 hours, and I just don't have the time for that. So I think what I'm going to do is try and just go through these books and do it this way, but we'll just kind of see how that works out. Yeah, so also Sam is doing really well at maths at the moment. He might have seen my day in the life the other day when he was explaining, can't remember what it was now, but something, and he absolutely loves it. He's doing really well. His English, he's doing book club, and this half term it's a much nicer book. They did Coraline last time and it was horrible, and they're doing Kensuke's Kingdom this time, and he's loving that. So that's really fun. He said it's like, oh, I love, and it's written by Michael Morpurgo, who's, if you know, has written lots of books, and he was like, oh, I love this kind of book. So hopefully that's another author who you might get into. He's looked at a few of them before. We've got a couple of the books, but he hasn't been interested. but this Kensuke's Kingdom he's absolutely loving. So hopefully that will broaden him again, because he goes through these phases of reading, and he'll read like a chapter book a night. He's a really quick reader. But he's been in a phase for like 6 months now of not really wanting to read and listening to audiobooks instead, which is fine. But I'm like, oh, it's really lovely when you read a book at night. That made it feel really wholesome and lovely. So I'm hoping that this might spur him on to get into reading again. And yeah, he's doing really well. He's doing well with his Spanish, actually. He's doing Duolingo, and he's really enjoying that. And then he's looking over the little one's shoulder when she's doing her Spanish. She does an app on the computer instead. So hers is more learning things like colours and fruits and vegetables and animals and stuff like that. And they don't do that on Duolingo. Duolingo is more how to speak it. So like you'll do like full sentences. So like the first thing you learn isn't like, hello, my name is Sam. It's, I need a taxi. So like when I said to people, oh, he's been doing Spanish for 6 months, like when we first started, they were like, oh, hola, mi nombre es whatever. And I'm like, he's like, what? And I'm like, no, I know it sounds weird, but he hasn't been taught that yet. They teach different things. So he can ask how to get to the hospital, and he needs a taxi, and where do you study, and things like that. So he's really enjoying that. And then, yeah, he just seems to be getting on really well. He had a friend at the weekend who just ended up, he went to his house, and then they come to our house, and then ended up having a sleepover and staying most of Sunday as well. And then he came to me this morning and was like, I had a really good time. I need to see friends more, which is nice for him, because not that he doesn't care, because he does, but he's not like massively bothered. And so that's really nice. And I hope that that's something over the summer, particularly when you can meet people outside, that we can do a little bit more of too. And then finally Hope, she is just got into a really nice rhythm now. So she's doing lots of work in the day. She's certainly doing like loads on Monday, loads on Tuesday, and then she has more like classes and stuff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so she's not doing quite so much then. Hang on a second. Sorry, loads of people were walking past the car, and I just knew it's going to be proper awkward. I'm facing the other way because I had an issue turning right the other day, and so everyone's like right next to me rather than like that side. So it's slightly awkward. But I think they've gone now. Yeah, so she's just really got into the rhythm of organising herself, organising her own work, and then I just check over what she's done afterwards at the end. She has got, I think, 2 more topics to learn in maths, and then it will just be revision until her exam, which she is doing really well at. And Ari, she's kind of doing stuff every week for that. So I think label no. So yeah, so she's doing really well. And then in the evenings, so Monday and Tuesday evening she's in, and then pretty much every other evening she's out doing clubs or with friends or things like that. So so it's just lovely. At the weekend, someone came over and had a look at her sewing machine because it was broken. Well, I thought it was broken, but then my friend had a go and it was like absolutely fine. So she has been making loads of stuff with her sewing machine. And what else has she been doing? Oh, she went shopping with her friends at the weekend, like for the whole day, and it was just lovely. And I feel like Home Ed is giving her the time to organise her own time, but also have time for things that she really likes. And she is able to put in loads of time for work, but then also have downtime to do other projects and things. So like tomorrow she'll have I think two subjects to do, but she'll have essentially like an hour and a half of work to do. But she did like 8 hours of work yesterday. Today she's done an hour and a bit of work, and then Thursday we've got a group. Friday she's got like an art lesson. These art lessons that the girls are both doing, they're both doing the same one, and the lady is very good. She kind of works it to different age groups, and it's absolutely amazing. And they're doing this absolutely incredible art that I would never think to do or never know to do, and she's loving that. So yeah, they're all doing really well. She did her grade 2 music theory the other day. We don't know the results of that yet, and then she'll do her exam, her grade 3 exam, her grade 3 exam, after she's done these exams, these A-level GCSE exams, sorry, because otherwise it's just a bit too much to concentrate on. So she'll probably do that. I think they're normally in the autumn. So yeah, thanks for watching. It's now getting slightly awkward with loads of people walking by, so I'm gonna go. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.